Okay, I'm at this point here where I have some basic tagged up content, and it is time for me to start styling this. That suggests that I will need a style sheet. I'm sure I didn't get one here, so and I'm going to put one in. Kind of getting in the habit of putting in the assets for now, although later when you hit WordPress, you'll put it somewhere else. So I'm going to make myself a style sheet file in here. Just style.css. And then let me pick up that normalized style sheet from the previous week as well by going over to my computer and fetching it out of week 7. Grab it from here. Oh, there's a CSS folder. I guess I can do that too. You can hold Option on Mac. I think copy and paste work on Mac as well, but I'm just out of the habit of using them. So I always just hold the Option key down while I drag, and then I can drag down into one of these places. Let's see. This is probably pretty close. Oh, one too few. Let's take this out and put it in here. Okay. And then from here, I'll drag it into where I need it. I'm sure there's an easier way to do that. Let me drop it right in the assets for now. And while I'm in here, I can either make my new folder in here, or in brackets, I can do some organizing, which I often prefer to do just by right-clicking here and saying new folder. And then I can say CSS right in there. And then I don't think I can drag in. I can't. I wish I could. Can I even move? Can I move? No. So these are the limits of brackets. I gotta move it in the Finder. But now that I have that folder, I can put it in here. Okay, so now I've got my files going, and it's time for me to link them in the head of the HTML file. Here we are in the head. Normalize comes first. I'm going to copy this whole thing so I don't have to retype that. Paste it. I'll just redo the href. Control space to get your hints back. Set CSS style. Okay. Now, as is my custom, I will usually do a sanity check moment where I, do something crazy on the body. And just refresh it in the browser to make sure, yep, okay. So my CSS is connected to my HTML. This is a nice sanity check to do if just nothing seems to be working. You might try something garish like that just to see if maybe you have an error in your HTML file that's linking your CSS file. Let's have a quick look at the directions. I'm going to try not to look at my individual steps and instead look at the final result. Big long file here. Looks like a background image. So lots of background imagery. Let's take a look at the images we're given. There's a header. Okay, there's a header. Some kind of transparency going on there. There's some fish. There's some more fish. Ooh, gradient BG. When I see BG, I think background. Oh, that's the bottom, that's seafloor. So this gradient, 1 pixel wide and 1704 pixels high suggests we're going to be repeating it sideways. Probably not repeating it up and down. I don't know what this color is, but I'll put it in the notes later so that you know it coming out right at the beginning. But I would say put this on the body, repeating in the X direction, and then we'll probably throw this at the top of the body, and then the seafloor looks like it's at the bottom of the body. And then let's see, just check my reasoning. So this would be the repeating in the X direction gradient background, which goes from light blue to dark blue. This is the bottom of the body, and this is the top of the body. Yep. Let's make it happen. I'll put the gradient on first. Images, gradient, repeat X, and just test it out. That's looking good. This, we're not we don't have a sense of the gradient yet because the file's not long enough, but as soon as this content squeezes down, this text is going to get a lot longer. So we'll know more shortly. Actually, I can probably squeeze it down here and get the same effect. So I can start at light blue, and yeah, it definitely gets darker at the bottom. So that's working out well. I'll toss the other two images go on top of this, or I should say go in front of this in the layering order. I always put it in the wrong place to start. So we'll put them up here. BG header. This one is not repeating. Put a comma at the end so it loads it up. There we go, that looks beautiful. And then let's get the bottom image and then we'll be done. I like to add things at the top of the list because then it's easier to remember to put the comma in. Seafloor. This is going to not repeat either, and it's going to be positioned at the left bottom. So I'll put that in as well while I'm here, comma, and refresh. There it is. Okay, so this doesn't look great, but I have a feeling that when the content squeezes down, the gradient at the bottom is gonna better match this. So I'm not gonna worry too much about the color yet. We'll get there when we get there. In the next video, we'll start wrangling the text to it so it fits on this background.